In America, there has always been a silent fear, a feeling that no matter how powerful the nation becomes, no one here can ever feel truly safe. That fear comes not from enemies, not from weapons, but from something hidden deep beneath the ground, a force of nature that ignores borders, governments, or technology. It is the Yellowstone Supervolcano. Beneath the calm and beautiful landscapes of Yellowstone National Park lies one of the largest magma chambers on Earth, stretching for miles and filled with molten rock under immense pressure. To millions of tourists, the park looks peaceful, with geysers, hot springs, and wildlife. But scientists know the truth. This land is sitting on top of one of the most dangerous volcanoes ever known to mankind. Yellowstone is not just a volcano, it is a supervolcano. The difference is terrifying. An ordinary volcano can destroy a city or a region. A supervolcano can destroy continents, disrupt global weather, and end civilizations. And Yellowstone is one of the largest supervolcanoes ever discovered. History proves that it has erupted before, 3 times: 2.1 million years ago, 1.3 million years ago, and most recently about 640,000 years ago. Each eruption was so massive that it covered huge parts of North America with ash and changed the global climate for years. The frightening part is the timeline. Scientists say these eruptions happen roughly every 600,000 years, and now, we are already overdue. If it erupts again, the destruction will not stop at one state or one city. Entire regions of the United States would be buried in volcanic ash. Towns would vanish, farmland would be destroyed, and millions of people would struggle to breathe. Flights would stop, power systems could fail, and daily life would collapse within days. And far beyond America, the whole planet would feel the impact. Ash in the sky would block the sun, temperatures around the world would drop, and crops could fail everywhere, leading to famine and chaos. The scale is beyond imagination. Scientists estimate that the force of a Yellowstone eruption could equal 1 billion nuclear bombs. This is not a disaster that can be controlled or stopped. No army, no government, no technology could stand against it. All humanity could do is watch, and try to survive the aftermath. This is why, even while life in America looks normal on the surface, skyscrapers, highways, industries, and a powerful military, underneath, the ground hides a sleeping threat. A reminder that no matter how advanced humans become, nature always holds the final power. But the question that troubles scientists and citizens alike is simple: how do we know if Yellowstone is getting closer to erupting? Are there signs? The answer is yes, and they are all around us. Across the park, boiling hot springs bubble with strange colors, geysers shoot columns of steaming water into the air, and the earth breathes out gases from cracks in the ground. To visitors, these are natural wonders. To geologists, they are warnings, signals that beneath the surface, heat and pressure are constantly rising. The U.S. Geological Survey has placed hundreds of sensors across the region to record earthquakes, ground movement, and gas emissions. And every year, Yellowstone shakes. In fact, the park experiences between 1,000 and 3,000 small earthquakes annually. Most are too weak to be felt by humans, but they remind scientists that magma is moving, shifting, and building pressure underground. Sometimes, even the ground itself swells. Satellite images show that parts of Yellowstone rise and fall as if the earth is breathing. In certain years, the land has lifted by more than 7 inches, a clear sign that molten rock is pushing upward. Imagine standing on solid ground, yet knowing that it is slowly rising because something alive is stirring beneath. Another sign comes from the gases. Carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide leak constantly from vents in Yellowstone. These gases come from magma deep underground. In normal amounts, they are expected. But if emissions suddenly increase, it could mean magma is rising closer to the surface. Such a change would be one of the clearest warnings that an eruption might be approaching. Despite all this monitoring, there is still one terrifying truth. Even with all the science, no one can give an exact warning. Unlike hurricanes, which can be tracked on radar, or tornadoes, which can be seen forming, a supervolcano has no exact clock. It could show activity for decades without erupting, or it could surprise the world in just days. NASA experts once suggested that the only way to prevent an eruption might be to drill deep into Yellowstone's magma chamber and release the heat slowly. But many scientists strongly disagreed. Drilling into such a system they warn, could trigger the very explosion humanity is trying to stop. It is like playing with the trigger of a loaded weapon. And this is what makes Yellowstone so frightening. It does not matter how powerful America is, how advanced its technology has become, or how much money the government spends on science. Nature cannot be controlled. Yellowstone is a reminder that even the strongest nation in the world lives on borrowed time. So when people walk through the park and see Old Faithful erupting like clockwork every 90 minutes, they smile and take pictures. But what they don't realize is that these geysers are powered by the same heat that could one day tear the United States apart. To the untrained eye, it looks harmless. To those who understand, it looks like the earth whispering its warning. I am alive, and one day, I will rise again. But here, myths and rumors often mix with science. Some people believe Yellowstone could erupt any moment without warning. Others think the US government already knows the date but hides it from the public. These are myths. The reality is both more uncertain and more frightening. Scientists do not know when Yellowstone will erupt again. It could be tomorrow, or it could be thousands of years from now. The magma chamber beneath Yellowstone is massive, but most of it is partly solidified, not fully liquid. This means the system is alive, but not necessarily ready to explode. There is also the possibility that Yellowstone might never erupt in a catastrophic way again. Instead, it could release smaller lava flows or hydrothermal explosions, localized but still dangerous events. These smaller eruptions could still destroy parts of the park and nearby towns, but they would not cause a global disaster. For many scientists, this is the more likely scenario. Yet, even with this more reassuring reality, the fear remains. Why? Because the last 3 times Yellowstone erupted, it did so with unimaginable force. And if history repeats itself, the consequences would go far beyond myths. Entire US states could be unlivable. The American economy could collapse. Global food systems could fail. Millions worldwide could die from famine, disease, and cold. The most terrifying truth is this: there is nothing anyone can do to stop it. Governments cannot prevent it. Science cannot delay it. Technology cannot fight it. Humanity's only option would be survival, finding ways to adapt after the eruption has already changed the world. And so Americans live with a shadow over their land. They may not think about it every day, but deep down, the knowledge exists. Under the surface of their own country lies a threat greater than any enemy, greater than any war, greater than any nuclear weapon. It is a force of nature that cares nothing for power or politics. So here is the unanswered question: when Yellowstone finally erupts again, because one day, it will humanity be ready? Or will it remind us all, in the most brutal way possible, that no matter how far we advance, nature will always have the final word?